with deep shock and with deep grief.
The world mourns Princess Diana, killed last night in a car crash in Paris. Diana died along with her boyfriend in an accident that may have been caused by paparazzi chasing the car to get pictures of the couple. Good morning, I'm Mona Fletcher.
And I'm Tracy Haynes. The crash happened last night in Paris near the Eiffel Tower. It was about 5 o'clock our time and just after midnight in Paris. Police say paparazzi, the photographers who constantly tail Princess Di, chased her Mercedes in a high-speed pursuit, and this is what's left. Paramedics were able to revive Diana, but they could not keep her alive. She died from internal bleeding and cardiac arrest. She was 36 years old.
Oh, good morning. It is a morning of grief around the world and here at the British Embassy in Washington. Here at the embassy, Princess Diana's fans are creating a makeshift shrine on the front steps, leaving candles and cards. One card says, "To Princess Di, we all loved you." This woman who touched so many hearts, well, in the end, it was her own heart that gave out. Princess Diana died of cardiac arrest and injuries to her head and chest. She was in the back seat of this Mercedes sedan, speeding through a Paris highway tunnel. A 2-hour fight to save her life at a hospital ended in this announcement.
Tonight's accident is a terrible tragedy. The death of the Princess of Wales fills us all with deep shock and with deep grief.
Diana's companion, Dodi Fayed, was killed, along with their chauffeur. Police are investigating reports the driver was trying to outrun photographers on motorcycles at speeds over 100 miles per hour. Diana's sons, Princes William and Harry, were vacationing in Scotland with their father, Prince Charles. He awoke them to tell them the news. British newspapers are doing the same to a nation described by its leaders as in shock.
She was the people's princess. And that's how she will stay, how she will remain.
President Clinton said, "Hillary and I knew Princess Diana, and we were very fond of her. We are profoundly saddened by this tragic event." Diana led a life overflowing with tragedy and fantasy. Her picture book Wedding to Charles, a fashion trendsetter, work for charities, campaigning for a ban on landmines.
My interests are humanitarian.
At Buckingham Palace this morning, flowers and tributes for Princess Di, dead at 36. And there is word out of Paris this morning that police are now questioning 7 photographers in connection with last night's crash. That investigation, though, overshadowed by grief here at the British Embassy and around the world. That's the story in Washington this morning. I'm Jim Hanchett. Now back to you.
And that was Jim Hanchett reporting live from Washington, D.C.
A Buckingham Palace spokesman says Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles are deeply shocked and distressed.
Princess Di's 2 young sons are on vacation with their father, Prince Charles, at their castle in Scotland. He reportedly woke them this morning to tell them what happened. French radio reports that all 3 are flying to Paris today to bring Diana's body back home. Prince William is 15 and is second in line to the throne behind his father. Prince Harry will turn 13 in 2 weeks. British Prime Minister Tony Blair issued a statement saying, quote, "I am utterly devastated. The whole of our country, all of us, will be in a state of shock and mourning." He went on to say, "Diana was wonderful, warm and compassionate, and who people not just in Britain but throughout the world loved and will be mourned as a friend."
Police say the crash happened as Diana's car was being chased by at least 5 photographers on motorcycles. French radio says the driver lost control of the car in the tunnel and hit a concrete support post, then bounced off a wall. 7 photographers are in custody and a criminal investigation is underway. Police may consider this a case of manslaughter. French radio says at least some of the photographers started taking pictures before help arrived and that one of them was beaten at the scene by horrified witnesses.